So yeah, we got a special guest live right here on the phone. Kung Fu Vampire. What's up, brother?
Yo, Replicon Radio in the whole world.
What's going on,
yeah,
brother?
man.
Hey.
How's it going out there in Cali right now?
It's beautiful. It actually went from like 65, 70 degrees every day to 90 today. So I just hopped out of a cold shower.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
it
shit.
rained a foot here this last 3 days.
Yeah, we're all flooded and shit out here, man.
Trying to find our way out.
Missouri.
Misery.
Yeah.
State of misery.
Yeah, we can leave if we wanted to.
Yo, I'm about to flip the interview on you and start asking you guys questions.
Do it.
What
Hey.
is your favorite barbecue in Kansas City? Because I always got people. I've been to all of them. Okay, I've been to a lot of them, and I always got people telling me, "Oh, this place is the best." That place
St.
is the
Louis
best.
barbecue.
And
He don't know about
realize
it.
that I've been to almost all of them. So, what is your guys' favorite KC barbecue?
I don't got one.
You know,
I got a
I've
St. Louis
honestly,
barbecue.
I've honestly never been to Kansas City.
St. Louis
fuck?
barbecue is where
I
it's
have
at.
no reason to go to Kansas City.
St. Louis barbecue is where it's
I'm
at.
down.
It's also like 6
I've
hours
been
away.
Gates is dope. I've been to Gates.
Because Tech told you.
No, and there was God, I don't remember the fucking name, man. There's this little dirty ass fucking place, and it's God. We're from St. Louis, so Kansas City's.
It's like 6 hours away.
Yeah, it's
5
like
hours.
5 hours.
Oh
away.
yeah, you guys got your own. You guys got your own flavor of barbecue.
Right,
Yes.
St. Louis got their
Yes,
own. That's
sir.
why I was about to say St. Louis got that shit.
Yeah, we got our own flavor of barbecue, our own style of pizza, and our own way to eat ravioli. So we're
That's
good.
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
we're
Hey, and
set.
you guys got Sajay, Illinois.
We got
Yes,
that.
sir.
Hey.
That shit's
Yes,
5
sir.
minutes away.
A hop, skip,
Yeah.
and a jump.
Hey, every time that ends up on one of my tours, like this tour coming up, it's just I tell whoever we're bringing out that's never been. Like this time, it's going to be Locksmith. I'm like, yo,
Nice.
bro, we're about to go to a dirty, dirty, beautiful place right now.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Dirty and beautiful.
Yeah, we'll see you there in June.
I'll scribble that shit.
Yeah, man, I want to see all you guys out there. It's going to be fun. It's on a weekend too.
Absolutely.
fuck yeah.
We've been going to your shows
think it is.
all along, the whole way.
Full card.
The whole way, man, we've been behind you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's when you're out on the tour, you have to schedule the next day off when you're hitting up Sajay, man.
Well, you know what? We only have a short drive to KC, and we have it's going to be short drives around that time. I think maybe we're doing Davenport, Iowa the next day. I know it's not a super long drive, but yeah, it's going to hurt the next day.
Hell
That's
yeah.
damn sure.
That's for sure. So let me see here. So first, I just wanted to start with like a brief history of Kung Fu Vampire. For people that don't know you or just getting to know you, like I read a lot of things online and this and that, and just tell us a little brief history of like how you started and you know what I'm saying, how we got to where we are now.
Oh man, I feel like we have somewhat of a hidden legacy. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people don't always know how deep and thick and oddly shaped Kung Fu Vampire is. But I started very young as a teenager, officially in 2001, and then in 2001, from 2001 to 2009, we had never left California. We were playing really cool stuff. We would play the Whiskey A Go Go. We'd play the Viper Room. We played the Playboy Mansion. We would rock big festivals. We were getting like a lot of hometown love. We're basically like the hometown heroes. You know what I mean? Our city really never had anybody go out there on a huge level, especially on an independent level. We can't count Smash Mouth because they just right away. They abandoned San Jose right away. You know what I mean? They just went Hollywood like boom right away.
They
You know what I
forgot
mean?
their hometown.
Well, they're all stars.
He says they're all
Yeah, there you go. Hey now.
classic. I love that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So like you did, I guess you did. Somehow you got picked up to do like movie premieres with like Saw 3 and Repo Man and shit like that out there.
Repo the Genetic Opera.
Yeah, that movie's awesome, by the way. But you played like the release party.
Yeah, we played Saw 3. It was a Saw 3. We played the movie premiere party. It was insane. It was like, yeah, it was ridiculous. And then the Repo the Genetic Opera, I was just at the red carpet event for that. I was at the opening, but that was crazy because it ended up being a super star-studded event. It was crazy. It was like dudes from Goodfellas were there. One of Hughes' Playmates was there. Chris Angel, like just tons of random ass people were there. Paris Hilton.
Yeah,
I ended up that night. I ended up with just a small group of people in a VIP booth with Paris Hilton.
Hey,
Very
that's
nice.
what's up.
Very nice.
That's what's up.
That night ended well for you?
Weird thing about her, man. Weird thing, because everything in life is not what it seems to be, man. It just appears to be how everything is. But, like, I'm not really a big fan of, like, the plain Jane, tall, skinny, blonde girls. You know, like, that's not my thing. I like exotic, different, you know, I like Asian girls, black girls, different things.
Yep.
And when you see Paris Hilton on TV, to me, she's, like, okay looking. You know, she's not amazing. She looks cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But what was interesting was in person, she was actually super beautiful, like mesmerizing. It was really weird. Like, I was next to her going like, damn, I did not know this girl was this amazing. You know, it's really interesting how people don't always look the same in person, you know?
Maybe she was a vampire and she was charming you.
She may have been putting that glamour on me.
Well, he would have known that, obviously, if that's what was happening.
But she was just something else. She's hella tall, and she just had a nice body, and she was really nice, and the press was being really fucking evil towards her. I never seen nothing like that before. We're chilling in the VIP booth, and all the camera people are there because of her, you know?
Yeah.
And she's not looking at them. You know, she's got these big, buff, black security dudes blocking their view. And if she won't respond, I mean, this is disturbing. The paparazzi were like, hey, bitch, hey, cunt, hey, you fucking cunt,
Who was
look
saying,
this way.
wow.
Just to get a picture, they were calling her a cunt and a bitch. So
Damn,
I was
that's
like,
messed up.
I gained a new respect and sympathy towards those type of people like Paris. You know, I'm like, damn.
People just say that. People just say
not
shit
easy
to
to deal
him
with,
just to
bro.
say
You
shit
know what
to
I mean?
him, right?
Yeah, that's super fucked up. I guess that's why people are always so angry at the paparazzi. I didn't know they were saying shit like that.
Paparazzi, pieces of shit.
Holy fuck, yeah. That's ridiculous. So, like, you're doing all this shit. You guys played Playboy Mansion. How fucking dope was that?
That was epic. That's a story way more interesting than the Paris Hilton story, for real.
I bet it is.
Yeah, so 2001 we established. We did cool festivals. We got on the radio here, even like the Clear Channel radio. I was always trying to develop an amazing band. You know what I mean? Like this huge band. I wanted to bring live orchestra to hip hop, symphony to hip hop. And I had never seen anybody do it. It was just fresh from my mind. So it was something that I set out as a goal. So from 01 to 09, I was so focused on that it actually hindered my ability to get known and get out there into the rest of the U.S. because I was so focused on the music. I wasn't focused on being famous or you know, promoting or any of that.
Look, right.
And so in 06, we ended up doing the Playboy Mansion, and we were a 10-piece band by then with 5 girls or 6 girls, 4 guys.
Violins and
man, it was just everything you could imagine playing at the Playboy Mansion. We did 2 sets. We played, if people know what the mansion looks like, the grotto is the hot tub area.
Yeah.
We played up on the grass up above that. There's a stage up there. We played up above the grotto to just like playmates, bunnies, more women than you could ever imagine. You know, it's probably like 250 women there and maybe 50 guys. And
those are good odds.
yeah, we did a set. Then we went and checked the whole like grounds out. And then we did another set, and then from there on out, I proceeded to drink my face off.
Yeah, I bet. Hell yeah.
Damn right. On
Did
huge
you-
I actually never left the pool till we had to leave. I stayed in the pool the entire for 5 hours.
Did you at least get to fuck one of the bunnies?
It wasn't one of those kind of scenarios, but it did get. I did have fun. I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, that's good enough.
That's
Good
what's
enough.
up. No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I should probably know the answer to this, but I don't. But was your music different back then?
You know, it's interesting for people who kind of listen to, like, if someone listens to Kung Fu Vampire and they're like, "Yo, I'm a fan of this guy," then I think that they probably understand that it's always been evolving and different. Always. From day one. A lot of times, you get an artist, like Tech-9 is a great example. He's one way, and then he slowly becomes another way, and that's who he is, right? That just is what it is. A lot of times, it's a good thing, but as fans, we don't always like that. You know, ICP is the same. What's the same thing everybody says about ICP, right? Oh, they used to be the wicked shit, now they're this. They went from one thing to another. There wasn't like this constant evolution. It was just
the natural progression,
natural progression. With ours, it's never been like that. I have always been fueled by being unpredictable. It's always gone up and down and here and there and more live than not and darker and then not dark. And the image isn't dark, but the music's dark. And the image is dark and the music's not. You know, it's constantly evolved. So I would say back then, at that time on CD, it was one thing, and when you saw us live, you got something completely different. You got an orchestra version of what was happening on the CD.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it has constantly changed. But, you know, people see me nowadays, how I've looked lately, and they go, oh, he's going this look, or he's going mainstream, or he's more, you know, backpack hip-hop. But my newest album is just as dark as any of my albums have been. There's no, and it's funny to me because people go, "Oh, you went a little more commercial on this record." It's like, nah, bro. This is like, there's tracks on there with Twisted. There's a track called "Little Girl Big Mouth." There's Duality with Twisted. There's Dead Girls Don't Say No Part 2. There's Diabolic with ROC. Like, this is a dark ass record. You know what I mean?
Didn't hold back at all. Didn't hold back at all.
I wasn't painted or whatever on this one, so people just kind of correlate that with being that the music's different, which is not.
Yeah, I was definitely going to touch on that because it was more, you know, you're painted the face, had the more vampire vibe. Now it's more like a, I don't know the vibe you're going for. Just more chill, like the Cholo vibe.
Not a gimmick, not a gimmick. You know what I'm saying? Like rapping.
So it's like, we were wondering, like, if it's just, you know, is this just, you know, a thing you're doing and you go back and forth, just whatever you're feeling, or just you don't really care, or...
Well, what's crazy is, like, from 2011, man, it's deep with me, man. I'm like a deep thinker, and I may be one of those people who's very self-destructive and artistically, because, you know, I was painting my face before I knew what Juggalo stuff was. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know there was a genre called horrorcore. All I knew about was Gravediggers. That's the only thing I knew about that was, like, that world. Yeah. And, of course, I had heard of ICP, but I didn't know they had, like, this amazing, you know, cultural... I don't even know what to call it. A lot of people downplay it. I think it's something so huge and amazing that I don't even have a word for it. Yeah. But just a
movement, subculture.
It's a cultural movement of epic proportions. Okay, so I didn't know nothing about that, and it's funny because you get someone from the Midwest who will interview me and they'll be like, "Really, you didn't know about Juggalos?" I'm like, "Bro, I live in San Jose, California. I don't live in Detroit. You know what I mean? Like, there's a Juggalos rocking around here. Yeah, we got Juggalos, but I live in a city with 1.3 million people, and there's probably 150 Juggalos.
Yeah. Well, and back then, if you didn't know about it, you didn't know about it. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't...
Hey, most definitely, bro. You're right. You know what I mean? And when I finally heard of it, then it was just like when you buy a car, you start seeing the same car you bought. Yeah. It was like, as soon as I heard about what a Juggalo was, I kind of started seeing it a little more. I was like, oh, there's the Hatchet Man. Oh, there's a Juggalo. You know what I mean? Like, it was a little bit more on my mind, you know? But, yeah, as soon as I went on tour with Twisted in 2010, I came out around that corner with my Asian Emperor gown on, fully painted with the rings, the huge goatee, the contacts. Yeah. I had been wearing contacts since 98. I feel like I was the first rapper to wear the whiteout contacts as a permanent part of their, persona.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who did it before that. The only person I'd seen do it was Marilyn Manson with the one eye. You know what I mean? He was doing that in the 90s. People will say, oh, these guys did it, those guys did it, but nobody ever did it, you know, the whiteouts as a regular part of their thing, you know? So I came out around the corner on the first night of the tour in Buffalo, New York, came out around the curtain, and I put my hands in the air, and this was the first night of the tour, and it was painted faces, every single person. It was mind-blowing. You know what I mean? It was like, holy shit, I instantly couldn't catch my breath. Like, you know, just adrenaline was a little high. I was having trouble with my breath on stage, and I was blown away. And by the, you know, halfway through that tour, I had gotten a Hatchet Man tattoo because I was so touched by the beauty of this epic culture that I got a Hatchet Man, even if I didn't identify as a Juggalo, out of respect for the beauty and the love of this culture. I just was like, I'm in. You know what I mean? This is fucking a beautiful thing, and I've never had a group of people accept my weirdo style like these people. And they get my loyalty from here on out, you know?
Hell yeah, man.
Absolutely, man. Juggalos are here for you, and we love you and always have. And we're here for everybody that we're a fan of and always will be.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate it. The thing about Juggalos, too, man, like, a lot of people get it twisted. They don't understand. Juggalos like what they like. It could be in this moment. It could be Die Antwoord, Run the Jewels, it's Head PE, it's Kung Fu Vampire, Cottonmouth King, Tech 9, Necro. All of us are different. All the more famous Juggalo popular acts, we're all different.
We play Michael Jackson. We play Michael Jackson on the show every week. And we are all Juggalos.
And what's the other one? Green Jello? Is that a group? Is that what they...
Green Jello, yeah. Green Jelly.
Like,
yes.
Like, that shit's not Juggalo, but it is, you know, and that's what's great about Juggalos.
Fresh.
Man. But back to my story, man. So after that tour, I basically went like this in my head, right? I was like, look, I don't pander to people, and there's clearly a group of people who already paint their face, okay? Yeah. So I'm not going to. That was kind of and whether that's stupid or, I could probably be selling a lot more records sticking to that theme. We all know that. I think everybody on the air right now agrees. Oh, if Kung Fu Vampire would have just kept doing the Emperor thing, and he would be selling more records. Like, okay, that's not what it's about to me. For me, it's always about being unique and bringing something beautiful at the same time. And I was like, yo, these guys already paint their face. I didn't know that when I did it, so now I'm going to step back and kind of reevaluate what I'm doing. And really it just turned into, I'm just going to spend more time with the fans instead of painting my face and taking the paint off, and you know what I mean? Yeah. I didn't want to continue to just do the Juggalo thing because Juggalos were doing it. And that was kind of the basis behind my thing. So
that's dope. Yeah, I just want to step back and be you, and I like that. I got I don't know if this even makes sense to you, but I remember the first time I seen like your imagery and stuff, I got a Big Trouble in Little China vibe out of it.
I've been hearing that since day one. I love it.
That's what I was getting. I was like, that reminds me of that fucking shit. Yeah, like I was like, that's dope.
Lopan, get the green-eyed girl.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's the best. That's the best.
Hell yeah.
So let me touch on that a little bit because that's very interesting. I'm multitasking right now. Sorry.
You're good, man.
I have gotten 3 characters that people have said I look like and remind them of quite a bit. Okay. Lopan, number 1. Yeah. Flash Gordon, which is way before my time, but I know what it is. Ming, his name is Ming Gordon. Yeah. Do you guys?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Ming.
Yeah.
All right. So Ming from Flash Gordon, who looks just like me, like he could be my dad, and then Anton LaVey. Those are the 3 people who always think like my look is based off of.
Yeah, I see all of that.
And the comedy behind it is when people say that, I go, look, you could take any Mexican, white, black, it don't matter who it is. When you shave their head and give them a crazy pointy goatee, you've got an evil like bad guy. That's kind of like what it, you know. So I'm like, I don't really look like these dudes, but that vibe is there, evil and just super owning it. You know what I mean? Super confident and poised. You know. And so yeah, and I'm a big fan of Lopan. So when people were saying that, it just cracked me up.
That's hilarious.
Nice shout out.
Fuck yeah, man. So then, like, I guess, you know, you did the Twisted tour, and then basically, the Juggalo world floodgates kind of opened up for you. You know, you started doing gatherings and tours and everything else. Like, I mean, what was that experience? And, like, how, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you kind of touched on it briefly, but, like, that essentially kind of almost the Juggalo world changed your career, kind of, right? Like that path?
Totally. It totally did, man. Like, I would have made it some way or another somehow, just ethic and what we were doing and how ahead of our time we were. But this was an avenue that accepted me, like I said, for being so strange. And it was cool, man. It was enlightening and beautiful. And I was already running pretty fast. I was ready to go when they called me and asked me to do that tour. It was very organic. And that felt good, you know?
That's a good thing,
That's
yes.
So then...
We just kept going. We didn't do like a lot of these other people who they go on tour with ICP or Twisted or somebody, and then they just go back to doing what they're doing. We just kept pushing hard. We said, you know what, all right, we're going to follow up with the headlining tour. And we headlined and brought Mars and Liquid Assassin out 6 months later and did our own tour. Did The Gathering. Then did The Gathering the next year and bought a tour bus and, you know, like just kept pushing and pushing and pushing.
Hell yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, how was the, just a little off base, like your first gathering? How was that experience for you?
And I think I want to say the first one and this latest one I went last year were my favorites. They were very different experiences, but it was hot as hell, man. Cave in Rock, super hot. The performance was intense. Everybody was excited, you know, like I was the brand new guy that everybody had just seen on tour with Twisted, and here I am at the Gathering. Can you guys still hear me good? I just switched microphones.
Yeah, well, it's cutting out a little bit.
Shit. Okay.
Uh-oh.
If it cuts off, I'll have to call back. I don't want it to cut out on you guys.
Yeah, we're hearing
we got you now, but it was cutting out there for a second.
It's not.
No, it's fucking
it's
up.
cutting out.
That's fucking up.
Go back to the other one.
Damn, man.
It's all right. That's what we do here at Replicon. We do nothing but technical difficulties.
We're good. That's why we do this shit live. So
why
cool
we
shit
fucking
like
do
this
it
happens.
live? Tell you.
Hey, I'm with it. It's a super organic too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
man. That gathering experience was amazing. The crowd was so ridiculously hype. I have pictures and video from it, and they just went bananas. And it was cool, man. Like we stayed there. You know, like I stayed at a hotel, but came every single day and night, and kicked it with the fam. You know.
I saw you multiple times this past gathering. Now roll around in your little golf cart with your little entourage and shit. I was like, hey, there
You
goes
know what's
Kung
funny?
Fu.
When you saw me, none of that was my entourage. That was actually different people who saw me walking that just like swooped me up.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I would be standing right next to you at the main stage. But, oh, there's Kung Fu again. Oh, there's a golf cart. I just figured you had a golf cart you were rolling around the whole time with.
No, yeah, it was just different. It was cool, man, because I was like down to walk around, and I'd be walking around, and people would be like, like Big Hoodoo or whoever, like saw me, like, get in, you know. And the funny thing is, when I did that main stage performance with Blaze, and all I did was paint my face. I didn't do contacts. I didn't dress up. I just painted my face out of respect for MNE. They were like, yo, you want to paint your face once? You haven't done it in years. So I painted. And, dude, as soon as I got on that golf cart and went hanging out, you know, around, it was like I couldn't even really be out there in the public. Just painting my face, it made it to where it was like every 2 seconds someone would try to jump on the cart, try to get an autograph, try to grab a picture, try to grab my clothes. It was pretty crazy, man.
That's when you take control of the wheel and just start swerving into people.
Ouch, my foot.
You're Shaggy Too Open.
Yeah.
Dude, if I get the gas, I'm going to tell you guys something right now. For like nobody, I haven't said this to anybody, but this year, if I get the Gathering invite and we end up able to do it, I'm gonna fully do the Kung Fu Vampire from 2010
Oh,
Dude,
shit.
and just
fucking
roll
awesome.
around like that.
Oh, shit, son.
Well, let's get
People
on that
out.
shit. Let's get Kung Fu on fucking main stage of the Gathering, going all Kung Foolery, like old school Kung Fu. Yes, let's get that shit.
If they invite us, it will have to be main stage, and if they do, we're thinking about bringing some of the orchestra from back in the day, like calling some people up.
The violinists and the cellos, all that shit.
It's not far stretched to say that they are listening right now. We have reason to believe that they have listened to us before.
Hell yeah.
With the whole Nova Rockefeller thing and the Tom McDonald thing. We're pretty sure.
And I have reason to believe they want me on main stage because I just co-headlined that Canadian Juggalo Day. They saw what the destruction was like when I was on stage, man. Like, I am not a cocky guy, but when it comes to my live show, there's very few people who can step to what I'm doing, and I feel strongly about that. You know what I mean? Whether my music's good or not, that's up to you.
So,
but
8th degree black belt in stage foolery.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah. So I think they do want us on main stage. They've asked me to do it back in 2013. They asked me to be on main stage. I ended up giving up the main stage slot and gave it to Dizzy Wright. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Fun? Okay.
Pizza's here.
Bye. Thank you.
You got Chinese food?
You're not eating children, are you?
No, I'm picking up children from down the street.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
Fatherhood.
We've never had that happen on our show.
I'm dad first, man. Anybody who knows me or follows me on social media knows I'm dad first. Without children, like, it's awesome. You know, we got to make sure these kids are raised right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Amen, brother.
Great pride in this. If I'm not on tour, I'm with my.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, if I'm not on tour, it's me and the daughter. It's funny is I just walked down the street while we're doing this interview to pick up my daughter and my cat. I have a black cat, and my cat followed me the entire time to pick her up.
That's what's up.
It's pretty dope. So right now, if you can imagine, I'm walking at dusk with the black cat and my little daughter.
That's what's up.
It's 6:32 in the p.m.
Yeah. You're safe out there in the streets of San Jose.
Yeah, I'm in a nice neighborhood, dude. I grew up in bad neighborhoods and then decent neighborhoods, and now I'm in a nice neighborhood. It took me a long time to move up, and I'm proud of it.
There you go.
Yeah, you deserve it. You worked for it.
You gotta get up out the hood.
So now the name, where did the name Kung Fu Vampire? Where does the name Kung Fu Vampire? I've heard several different stories of where that derives from. An unfinished novel you worked on.
Your neighbor's
like
I want to hear the other story. I want to hear the story you've.
Other story.
Well, I've just heard it. I heard something about some unfinished novel you were working on, and then something about you and your friends sitting around talking about vampires and kung fu movies, and you just decided that was a fun name.
Yeah, there's a little bit of truth to all that. I read that on Wikipedia, the one about the novel. That's not exactly true.
Come on,
what happened was me and some friends were getting soup wasted in my backyard, and we were talking about filming a kung fu movie, and then we were talking about filming a vampire movie, and one of them said we should film a vampire kung fu movie. And then the other one looked at me and was like, "Man, you're the kung fu vampire, bro. You're everything about you, you know." And then it started breaking down to, like, culturally, I was all about everything that had to do with kung fu and vampires, you know.
Oh yeah.
Just like, and we could get into it deeper, but it's just like it's too long of a thing. But yeah, kung fu is the yin energy, like the light, and vampire is the dark, and together they create balance. And that was always my thing, was being balanced and tried to let out my aggression and my pain and anger on stage as opposed to the people I love and family and stuff. You know what I mean? And I always push people to be balanced and find something that allows you to be a good person, you know, whether it's working out or, you know, jumping out of planes. Just do something so you could be a cool person. For me, I let it out on stage and in my music.
Oh, yeah. That's a good place to do it instead of doing it in real life. The bad, at least.
Totally. Yeah, and as far as the novel, like, what happened is a couple of years after I had became Kung Fu Vampire, I had a fever-induced flu dream that ended up being, you know, a full night. You know, when you have a long dream, you don't know how long it went. It could have been an hour, it could have been 5 minutes, it could have been 10 seconds.
Yeah. Could have been a week.
I had a dream of this insane Kung Fu Vampire story, and I woke up and wrote a novel, and it's still unpublished to this day, and I'm an idiot for not publishing it, but it is what it is.
Fucking get to it and do it.
Well, yeah. Well,
It's a perfectionist thing. The story means so much to me that I'm just like, man, I need some help on this. I need someone to help make it amazing, just editorial-wise, you know?
Oh, yeah. I could definitely see some sort of like graphic novel coming from you.
Oh, man, and that would probably be easier just because I have so many dope graphic artists and designers on my squad, you know, just people that I know out there in the ecosphere.
Absolutely. So now, I guess, you know, you talked about bringing back the orchestra and things like that, which would be dope. I know, like, when you started, at least when, you know, we saw the Juggalo world started hearing about you, Kung Fu Vampire was a band, and now it's kind of, it's more of just you, the rapper, the artist. Is that something, you know, that you wanted to do, or is that just a natural progression for you? Like,
well, it's always been like a rapper with a band. It's kind of the way we've described it. It's Kung Fu Vampire is an MC that has a band.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and it was like that back then too. You know, it was the same idea, and we still are a live band. It's just there's only 3 of us, sometimes 4 of us. You know, there's just the drummer, the bass, and myself, and you can't tour with 10 people unless you got $1 million behind you.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's just not logical at all.
It costs more to tour that many than it does to make off of. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'd be losing money. You know, we wouldn't even be able to do it. So, and we did try it. We tried it, but a lot of them fell off. Man, one of them was a tweaker. We didn't know one of the girls was a tweaker and an alcoholic. We had no idea. And another one was a teacher. She couldn't tour. You know, a couple others were like satisfied with being local celebrities. They were like, "Yo, I don't want to go on the road. That's crazy." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
it's not for them.
you can open. Yeah, it just wasn't for them. So, and I'm friends with all of them except one of them to this day. So it's all love. Like they'll come to the shows sometimes. You know what I mean? And I'm sure most of them are proud. Some of them wish they were still in it, but at the end of the day, it's all good. But yeah, I mean, I still have plans to re-implement the female, or they don't have to be female, but that was originally always the idea, was like a big female orchestra with the rapping vampire. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
I probably will implement a violin and viola or cello player here in the future. It's just a matter of making sure everything we're doing is solid first. I don't like anything to be a gimmick or do it just because kind of thing. I want to make sure we can afford it and support it, you know?
Absolutely. So now, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. So now, are you?
Bless you.
So now, are you on? Like, what's the deal with the Man Insanity Records? Are you on that? Did you guys start that together?
No, Mars has been doing his own thing as Man Insanity for years. He saw me in 2009, and we just became friends ever since, man. Like, we just were friends. He's always been a good dude. Regardless of public persona, he is one of the nicest gentlemen in the world and a true hustler, you know. True street dude, you know. He's not living in his mom's basement as a rap fan. He's a real dude that lived on the streets and got into crazy shit. And he's just been a friend of mine forever, man. And I rep him for life. And even if I'm not necessarily on his label, we've always been label mentality wise. Like we think of it more as a crew because it's not. We both do our own thing independently, but it's more just like. He reps me, I rep him. We help each other out all the time. You know, even to this day, we still help each other if we can.
Because he's on.
Absolutely. I just wasn't sure if you were like, you know, I mean, it says that you're like signed to that, but I know it's his thing, and now he's on doing the Force 5 thing now.
No, you know what? If I was signed to him, you would know because him and I would be pushing the label all the time. But you see, him and I both don't push the label. Yeah. We're just trying to keep, you know, pushing our music as solo acts and. You know, I'm sure both of us, you know, I've had artists that I've brought into the game that are now on other labels, and we've both brought a lot of artists onto the scene. But, you know, I just have never signed a record deal with anybody, any companies, and I don't know if I ever will. You know, maybe I will. I know if I do, it's going to be the ones that I've evaluated and loved, that have shown me the most love and respect, someone that I really care about. You know, a team that I can feel like is my home forever, you know?
Absolutely. So kind of segueing off that, I know you had a really good history, and you're going to help the boys in Gorilla Voltage come up and get hooked up with Twisted and them guys.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. They're from San Jose, and the plan all along was just to help them out as much as I could. And, you know, if they wouldn't have taken the deal with Twisted, I would have continued to find them a deal with somebody else. You know what I mean? Not everybody can do it how I do it, you know, where they can live off music without being on a label doing it independently. There's a handful of people who do that. And so, you know, being that those guys have families and they got to work day jobs, you know what I mean? And almost every rapper, a lot of rappers that people think are rich and this and that, they have day jobs, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, I brought those guys out on tour with the intent of getting them more tours, getting them whatever opportunities I can bring them. And, you know, I introduced them to Twisted and eventually helped them get signed to that label, you know. Twisted knows talent, and anybody I fuck with is going to be good. Everybody that I've worked with is at least talented in one way or another. And timing worked out great for them, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. We had them on the show about a month ago, right after Apex came out. They definitely have a lot of love for you and our homie PJ. So,
and you can go back and listen to that episode as well if you haven't heard it yet.
Hell yeah! So, shouts out to them.
Yeah, PJ. I've known PJ since I think 2010. He's always just worked with APK or Psychopathic or Magic Ninja. He's such a soldier out there on the road, man.
Absolutely,
man. Sleeping in the van. He's just grinding, man. Yep. He works hard.
Absolutely. PJ's the shit. We always shout him out. He listens in when he gets the chance when he's driving.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love him, dude. He's a crack up. That dude is like just super down for me and Voltage and just all of us, man. He's just always got love for us, you know?
Oh, yeah. So now
Gorilla Voltage, man, they're dope, and hopefully everybody picks up the record. I'm on 2 songs on there, if you guys don't know.
Yeah,
Rock
absolutely.
Brains and Lit are the 2 jams I'm on there. And then you could see their first and only video. It's on like the Kung Fu Vampire channel on YouTube. The song's called "You Know What Really Grinds My Gears."
Yeah.
And that dropped a year ago yesterday. Yesterday, a year ago, that video dropped.
Yeah, that's shit.
Yeah, it's a dope track and video. Yeah, I actually heard at one point, like once you know they got announced as being Gorilla Voltage and signing with M&E, and they were still Damn Dirty Eights. There was rumors, I guess, that basically the plan was for you were going to put them out, and like that most of that record was already finished, and then you guys worked out a deal with M&E, and then everything changed. Is there any truth to that?
Well, so I've always been the kind of person where you know, I've tried to bring out I brought other artists out on tour. Okay, I'm gonna rewind a little bit. I brought other artists out on tour, or tried to bring them out into the world to get them a deal, to just be a community person, to, you know, help me help you kind of thing. And everybody I brought prior, in specific, one person who basically immediately started being disrespectful behind my back. He had like a ego complex, wanted to be the big man, wanted to find flaws in what I was doing and exploit them. He just didn't understand the appreciation for the world we have. You know, Gorilla Voltage being on Magic Ninja, they're very talented artists. There's thousands of people who are talented, but they're on that label because of Kung Fu Vampire. They're not on that label because they spent 40 years or 15 years grinding independently and this, that, and the other. This is a world that the Juggalos bring you in, then you're in. Uh-huh. You don't just get to come up and go, hey, I want to be a Juggalo or I want to be on Magic. You don't get to do that. That's not how it works. Especially in 2010, when I was out there, bro, if you couldn't just you have to be organic and loyal to the scene. You can't just be like, oh, I want to market to Juggalos. And you see people try and do it, and all of us real motherfuckers, we know that you're on some bullshit. We're like, yo, these dudes are just trying to like solicit Juggalos. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I brought artists out that weren't really part of that world, and I felt like they were disrespecting that world, if you understand what I'm saying. I felt like they didn't understand that the way I came into it is the way it has to be done. where juggalos need to find you. Juggalos need to accept you. You don't just get to go and be like, hey, juggalos, look at me, whoop, whoop. You know, like, that's not how I became part of this. Twisted Monoxide saw my video and was like, yo, this dude is a trip. Like, he saw the iCount video, like, this guy is weird, this is original, what the hell, I want this. And that's how I entered that world. So the artists I tried to bring out prior to Gorilla Voltage, I don't feel like they had the respect, the love, the just the genuine, okay? But Mr. Gray, I've known him for, God, I know it's been like almost 15 years. And he was always a rock guitarist. He was like in rock band, like metal bands, playing guitar. And the dude was always so cool, man. He was always respectful to me, just always a good dude. We were kind of distant, but I was distant with everybody because I was always about Kung Fu Vampire. So I didn't have time for hanging out. You know what I mean? I was always in the studio. And then I ran into him early 2012, and he was like, yo, I got a little home studio down here. They're all from, like, they live in Morgan Hill and Gilroy, him and Clockwork. And he's like, I got the studio. I'm working on hip-hop shit. And that's it. Right after that or around that time is when he met Clockwork. And he just right away resonated with me, Mr. Gray. He was just like right away. I was like, this guy's something different about this dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he just kept hitting me up, and he was showing me his music, and then he got me on a track. I said, I got you. I'll do a verse for you. He was showing me his music. He was very ambitious and positive, and I liked those two combos. You know what I mean? And then I brought him out on the Love Bites tour with myself and Liquid Assassin, and he just gelled well with everybody. He worked hard, came out and did lights for me, got to do his own set. He didn't have to pay to play or anything like that. Like, we just brought him on tour, and he got to help with driving. He helped with the lights, and he got to do a set every night, and he just resonated well. Then I got him connected with the Underground Hustlin'. Shout out to Intrinsic. He ended up getting with them, and he made the best of that. He did collabs with Matt. I did all these collabs. He worked, and he got to know people, and people who get to know him realize how nice of a guy and genuine guy he is. And he's always been that way to me, and he always will be. I already know. And so once I met Clock, same thing. It's like, this dude's the shit. And I kept bringing Mr. Gray out on tours from 2012, 13, 14. Came out on 2 ICP dates. Then with me and Recognize did this headlining tour called Hunger Pains Tour. And we brought G-Mo Ski and Dirtbag Dan. And when Recognize left the tour for the last 10 dates, we had Mr. Gray come on. You know what I mean? He flew out to Salt Lake, came for like 10 dates. Like, Mr. Gray has always been ready to work hard. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So we brought him, and he always was, rolling with Clockwork. From the time that I met him is when he met Clock, around that time. It was a little before, a little after, but not when I met him, but when we reconnected in 12. And basically, dude, just the energy of Clockwork, he's the homie. You just right away showed me love, and they were just cool. And they were the kind of people I was like, you know what? These dudes are the dudes that I can bring into this, who will make me look good, who will work hard. They will not disrespect this world, and they will be dope, and they will be loved. And continue to bring them out. Then I brought them out with me on the Twisted tour. It was called This Way to Hell tour. We started in Canada and did the whole U.S. and Canada. They came out not as performers, but they came out helping me. And we basically asked Magic Ninja's, main guy, George, hey, can we get my guys on some of these shows? Like, can I let them play? Can we do 10 minutes? Can we do 15 minutes? He was like, hell yeah. George is cool like that. And George let them play shows, on that first tour that they weren't even on. And these guys were just out there as my staff helping me out, you know what I mean? And that was the kind of work I wanted them to put in to see how hard it is and what they got to do and get their feet wet. So by the time they end up doing their own tours, they're going to be ready. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And then I also, I think the year before that or the year after that, I brought Gray with me to the Gathering, played with me on stage for a song or two. And then the next year I was able to get those guys on the Gathering, which was dope. And they drove out there in a Honda 50 hours each way and like grinded it out, bro. You know what I mean? So 14, they ended up getting on some of the shows. They did a good handful of shows between Canada and U.S. that they weren't even on the tour, which was dope. And then the next year, or just like 6 months later, Twisted said, hey, can we get the Apes and Kung Fu out on this tour? And in fact, a little fun fact is, the Apes were invited on the tour, but they really couldn't do the tour unless they had somebody drive them, or they just weren't in the situation where they could just hop in a vehicle and go tour for 2 months. So I ended up getting the main support slot on the tour, and again, they rolled with me, and we went out and crushed it, bro, and just killed it. They killed it every night, and just, dude, I mean, for an opening act, they weren't even the openers. Kiss and Candace opened, I believe, and then they lit it up. They got the party hype, you know what I mean, early on the night. And Twisted heard their album. I think PJ handed off an album to him or something.
Yeah.
And they had already liked them, you know, letting them perform. They had already seen them a few nights. Like, yo, these dudes are super
good dudes,
dope.
working hard. Hell yeah.
Yeah, they're out there working hard, having fun, nice guys, and the rest is history, man. You know, and you know, they offered them a deal pretty early, and I think as far as the album, you know, fast forwarding to your question, I'm kind of giving you guys the full spectrum of the story. They had a Damn Dirty Apes album, which was amazing, and I think the last tour we did, they had it ready, or maybe the last two, but at least I know the last one, they definitely had the Damn Dirty Apes album, which was super fire. I'm on a song called Legends in the Flesh, and they had Flatliners on there. It's just dope. They had that record, and then the one they're working on now, they had more than an album worth of stuff. They got like probably, I want to say 4 albums worth of material right now. Maybe three albums. And so material was already stacked up. I wasn't going to put them out. I was just going to continue to guide them as a friend, because my thing is, I like these guys so much, I didn't want to try and get them into a contract or try to be like, yo, you're on my label now. Like, nah, I don't even care about that kind of stuff, because I don't want to let it interfere with our friendship. So for them, it was just like they were just going to continue to put out dope records, and we were just going to continue to push as friends. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
So, yeah, when Twisted offered them the deal, they just made sure to have that album ready, and then finally, you know, whatever amount of time later, I don't want to talk about everybody's business, you know, but whatever amount of time later, they basically inked that deal and dropped that record, and they have tons more material ready. You know what I mean? Just all dope, just like that whole record. So, and then basically, people who want to know the name change that don't know, there was a when we were on that tour in 15, these Damn Dirty Apes dudes from the East Coast, I don't know where they're from, don't quote me on that, but they're like older rock dudes.
Yeah, like
you know,
a punk band,
I don't want to say were they punk? Yeah. And they basically got all pissy about the name towards our guys, which I think there was a little jealousy, because they're like, oh, these Damn Dirty Apes guys are touring, so they just right away went and got the name copywritten while we were on that tour. You know, they copywrote the name. Personally, I wish they would have kept the name, and we would have just said, fuck you to those guys. You know, that's what I was saying we should do. It's just like, yo, fuck those guys. You know what I mean? They ain't shit. They ain't going to do shit. And fuck their copyright. We'll just change the letter. We'll change it to whatever we have to do to be able to use this name, because we've been building that name. But ultimately, Guerrilla Voltage was a better look, because there's nobody with that name, and it was a smarter move in the long run, just to make sure there wasn't any lawsuits or any bullshit moving forward, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah.
So, yeah, you guys are about to get a new video from them here probably in the next month, I would say. It'll be the first official video since they've been on the label.
Yeah, they were building the sets last time we talked to them, so.
Heard it here first.
We do first here at Replicon Radio.
New Guerrilla Voltage video coming, thanks to Kung Fu Vampire.
We do first here at Replicon Radio.
So now
I'm only going to say a month. It may be before then, but it's going to be a month or less. You're going to see a new video from them. It's fire. It's dope.
Fire.
Yeah. Speaking of music videos, you just dropped a music video for the song Fire.
Fire.
Yeah, it's actually doing really good, man. Like, I'm surprised. It's been like 3 weeks today that it's been out, and it's got almost 70,000 views on YouTube, which for me, little old me with no label, it's good. You know what I mean? It's been well received, and features my boy Locksmith. For those who don't know, our tour starts May 25th. It's me and Locksmith, and then it also features Ubiquitous of Cess Crew.
Oh yeah, it's a dope video. Everybody should check it out.
Fire.
It is my directorial debut. That's the very first video I've ever directed. And She is a Villain, which was released a month or 2 or 3 before that, I also directed. But that actually was done after Fire. So Fire I directed earlier, but She is the Villain just came out first. One of the many things that people not in the industry wouldn't understand. But yeah, it's one of those situations. You know what I mean?
It just happened that way.
Absolutely.
That's the shit.
Yeah, I think we actually have both of those tracks lined up to play after this too. So tune in for that. And now you just released a little bit of info on your new record, Come Dawn, right?
Come Dawn, yeah. People are like, yeah. I'm glad you guys laughed at it.
What?
People are like, oh, Come Dawn. Okay, yeah. I'm like, say it fast. Like, Come Dawn?
No, you have to laugh at it.
I thought it was pretty obvious. Some people didn't get it like that. I'm like, really? You didn't get that? You didn't get the Come Dawn one? But, if you noticed, I don't know if you guys noticed, but...
So is this a love story that ends with being come done?
In the 17 years I've been releasing records, every album is a play on words. Starting with Spacebar, which isn't a sexual or vampiric play on words, but it's a play on words. Then you had Bloodbath Beyond. Then after that, we started the play on words that are all very similar, which was Dead Sexy, right? Then you had Love Bites. Now you have Reanimated doesn't count because that was a remix. It was a remixed album, so to speak. And then now you have Look Alive. And now Come Dawn. So it's basically two words with the same amount of letters that both have a reference to something vampiric and something sexual, or something death and sexual. You know what I mean? So Come Dawn is part of that continued series of plays on words, you know? Had to come a little funny with it this time, though.
That's genius, and you're fucking genius, and it's fucking hilarious, and I'm interested to the fullest.
I can already see, like, fucking dirty...
You should see the look on, like, people's face when I tell them that's the name of the album. They're like, what? Come on.
Well, what are you doing now? Yeah. I can already see, like, the dirty, like, bukkake kung fu vampire memes coming out.
Now, how come...
I love it.
Now, how
I
come...
hope there's... Hey, please, just start the bukkake memes now, man. That's
To the Googles!
Hey, shout out to Juggalo memes on Facebook, by the way. I love those dudes. Let me just shout out a few people real quick. Shout out to Replicon Radio, of course.
Thank
Juggalo
you.
family. True Juggalo family, Fago lovers, Juggalo News. Shout out to Mars. Shout out to Gorilla Voltage, Magic Ninja, Child's Play Ninja, and shout out to the East Coast Beast Host.
Chuck Reeves is in the chat right now.
Yeah, he's in the chat
Chuck
talking
Reeves
shit
is my
right now.
motherfucking homie. That's One-Eye J homie.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Are people talking shit about me there? I hope so, man.
No, not really.
Well, he
No.
wanted to know if you. He wanted to know if you prefer the fleshlight or
On
the hand.
tour, do you use a fleshlight or your own hand? What is more preferred?
That
is straight
I was about
from
to say
Chuck Reeves.
I use the hottest juggalette at each show as my fleshlight. No.
Perfect.
Also, he wanted to know, let's see, what was it? KFC versus...
Yeah, hold on, KFV or KFC?
Yeah, KFV versus KFC.
Hey, man, there's fast flows, then there's KFV.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh, he just busted a nut because we did
He's
his
loving it.
question.
Tacos or burritos? Tacos or burritos?
Tacos all day, man.
Tacos
are
all
way better
day. You
than
could
burritos,
fit more
bro.
in a
Come on.
burrito, but you could fit more in a burrito.
Not if you get a really
You can,
big show.
but I mean that's that old fat middle America attitude, right? Like, oh,
Yeah,
you can
that's
get more
me.
in a
Yep,
burrito,
that's
though.
all
wait,
of us.
so you got a problem?
All four of us are fat. Yes.
So what
we
are
like
your
burritos.
thoughts on soft tacos then? That's like little mini
What's that?
burritos. What are your thoughts on soft tacos then? 'Cause
Can't
that's
have
like little
them.
mini
You can't have
burritos.
them.
Okay, so you know what? Burritos and tacos are both good in different ways. The reason why I like tacos is because out here we basically live in Mexico, in San Jose, and some of the taco trucks are just so amazing, man. And like getting a shrimp taco or just these different flavors. I just feel like you get more of the meat flavor and more of the vegetable flavor with tacos, whereas burritos they load it with a lot more beans and a lot of cheese and a lot of filler, and then it becomes it's yummy. But with tacos, man, you can. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I like tacos over burritos. Here's why. I just realized nobody's ever asked me this.
I'm glad
You
that
can
was
buy
my
We do first here.
One-Eyed J. That was my question. I threw it out a couple days ago.
We got that.
5 tacos, I could eat at once, right? Any of us. You
Yeah.
could eat 5 tacos, the street tacos, right? The little ones, like the real Mexican tacos.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
those 5 tacos, I could do 2 chicken, 2 carnitas. I can do 1 beef, 1 shrimp, and I'm enjoying all these flavors at one sitting. If I order a burrito, guess what? I'm eating like 3/4 of 1 burrito that's 1 flavor. So boom, that's why I like tacos better.
Yeah, you're right.
Flavor-wise, they're both great. They're both great. But with tacos, I get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little variety, spice of life, and that's why they win.
That is right. Now, is it a hard shell or a soft shell?
Oh, it's soft shell.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't have hard shell.
My boy, Blue.
Yeah, he don't like no Jack-in-the-Box deep-fried fucking
Fuck
hard
them
shell
hard
tacos.
shells.
In St.
Yeah,
Louis
I
here,
do hit Taco Bell once in a while, though. I don't mind Taco Bell, bro.
I live off American Mexican food.
I don't like Taco Bell.
Nothing wrong with occasional Taco Bell late night. You know what I mean?
It's the most American Mexican food ever.
Totally.
We have a there's a badass taco burrito joint here in St. Louis on Cherokee Street.
Oh, great.
And it's Mexican food with an Asian twist. It's Asian flavors, but with Mexican.
With a prostitute standing outside.
No, absolutely not.
How far is it good? Is it actually good though?
It's very good.
What's the name of the joint?
Are you guys taking me there on June?
No.
What is the date?
Yes.
No, I want you to go to
will-
Diablitos if they're open. Diablitos down in the Grove if
When
they're
you
open.
come to St. Louis, when you come to Pops, I will bring you some Mexican Asian tacos, and you're gonna like them.
He's got to have Diablitos street tacos,
Oh
man.
my God.
They are fucking
I
delicious.
will
Sorry,
bring
this
it.
is going way the fuck
You guys
off
are
the
both drunk right now, aren't you?
No.
I will bring it.
They're just drunk arguing about tacos and burritos.
He started talking about food. I got excited. I'm sorry. Back to the interview.
All right, so we're going there when I come.
June 16th,
to St.
Pops.
Louis.
Yes.
Yep, June 16th. Let's all roll out there.
And then we're going over the...
Actually, after. Let's do it after.
And then we're going to go over to Country Rock Cabaret, right?
Is that the one behind the train track?
Yes,
or
sir.
the one next door?
That's the one behind the train track.
He
the
knows
one
the
behind.
best spot. Yeah.
I've been there plenty of times,
I
bro.
know.
I'm down.
I know. I'm gonna do a one-eye steal here. Yeah, actually, I believe it was probably like 2 times before, or
It was
2
PTs
times
back then. Yeah.
you came here prior. We headed over there, and some dude just fucking threw up all over the fucking chair as soon as we walked in there. And I know me and my boy P, and then my boy Jose, which has never seen you until that night, and he was like so fucking stoked to go over there and hang out with you. And we go over there, and all of a sudden we get over to the chairs, and this dude just straight up threw up all over everything. We're like, oh yeah, we'll go move sections, and we went and sat in the back right back behind it. I don't know if you remember that or
yeah,
not.
I noticed the last time we went there, they had kind of remodeled it from the times prior.
Yeah.
And they had that giant dick that you could ride, which is fucking weird to me, man.
That's.
Crazy.
Hey, did you get your picture taken?
Country Rock.
Did you get your picture taken
I
on there?
didn't. Nah, my drummer did. My drummer wrote it. He's crazy.
Gross.
That's
Call him
awesome.
a big
That's
gay
fucked up.
vulture. A big gay vulture.
Yeah, they did
that
remodel
thing
it
is-
before. I think at that time when we was going over there, it just changed over to Country Rock Cabaret. Before it was PT's Sports.
Yeah, and I know they had the volleyball section before that, which was dope. We would stop there on the way to the gathering, actually. You know, in 13, 11, one of those years we stopped on the, it was 2011 when I had the big RV bus. We stopped there, and we ended up playing volleyball with all the naked girls in the back.
Sweet.
And got super, super, super wasted, and I pulled into the gathering, almost about to throw up, and I ended up sleeping till like 2 p.m. the first day, just hung over, and luckily we had that bus to kind of cool off in. Otherwise, I would have been doomed.
Yeah.
But
it's always
that was
easier
a
to
fun
sleep it
experience.
off than it is to throw it up off, you know. You never want to throw it up.
Right.
It's always easier to sleep it off.
It's way faster to throw it
But
up.
what
though.
better way to start a gathering?
Yeah. But that is the best way to start a gathering.
It was definitely a great way. Then I ended up waking up feeling pretty good after some, when you're real hungry and your headache goes away and you got the ibuprofen in you. I was like, all right, let me go find this food. And I ended up finding a soul food place at the gathering where they had red beans and rice and stuff. And I was like, damn, this is actually pretty good food. Ended up feeling great, man. That was awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Have you ever had Burrito Man at the gathering?
At the gathering, Burrito Man. Rest in peace, actually, Burrito Man.
Wait, what?
Oh, really?
The
No,
original
I never
burrito.
had that.
It's this
I have
sauce
had a
that run
stoner
it,
boat, and I have had, like, all the regular greasy fried stuff. That's about the extent of what I've had.
Waffle
Yeah,
House.
Burrito Man hides in the trees, and he's not supposed to be there, but he's always there. And
Always.
They let him
Actually
there
got a
anyway
cart
now.
in
But
what
Like
game?
selling burritos?
Yeah. He's got a food truck.
yeah, it's a food truck.
In the fucking tents. In the sea of tents, he's got a food truck.
And he didn't get permission. He just is out there doing it.
Yeah.
No, he's got unofficial, unwritten permission now.
Yeah,
He's
they've been doing
actually
it for like
in
10 years
the
now.
What game is it? Into the Echo Side?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's actually got his own card.
Yep.
He does.
Maybe I have tried Burrito Man. Maybe I have. I don't know.
Mr. Bruce.
So now, is there any news on Come Dawn or a release date or
Come on.
every time I say it, I laugh.
I don't know.
Everybody laughs.
Now hold on, is there going to be a Triple X cover for that shit? Come
It
on.
sounds like you guys are ready to get cummed on.
It sounds like
Just
your
one-
album's about to get
Well,
come
one
on.
half
No,
of
hold on, it
Replicon
sounds
might
like your
be.
album's about to come on us.
Dare you?
You guys want to get cummed on, don't
All
you?
your fans want to get
You
Come
want a
Dawn.
copy of Cummed On.
All the fans are waiting
my
to
list-
get Come Dawn.
All my
Cummed
listeners
On.
want to get Cummed On. All right, so the interesting thing about this record, man, it's crazy. There is a hint of throwback to the 1980s with this album. So whether it's hip-hop, new wave, funk, disco, there's a little bit of 80s flavor on the whole album. Something different about this record is that. The second thing different about this record is it's the first and only time I've ever done an entire record with one producer. So for those who know my classic songs, Dead Girls Don't Say No and Too Late to Pray, the guy who produced those two tracks is producing the entire record. And so, yeah, there's a hint of 80s. I probably won't have any features except maybe my Gorilla Voltage fan, maybe some of the
Hell
M&E
yes.
homies, maybe Mars. I may have put them all on one track and have it be a featureless album other than a homie track, you know? But, yeah, so there'll be hardly any features. It's going to be all the same producer. His name is Pro Hozak, and he's out of Las
Hozak.
Vegas. He's actually-
Hold on now you're trying to be fucking sneaky as shit.
Pro
No, it's a different
Jose.
guy.
Pro
It's a
Hozak.
different guy.
That can't
Oh,
be
actually,
right.
here's the thing. So his name is actually Prozac, but it's spelled Prohoezak, and then he says the ho is silent. And I think it's the funniest thing. He goes, "Hey, my name's Prozac, the ho is silent." And then you look at the way his name's spelled, and it's funny because the HOE is silent in his name.
But don't you know?
He's actually...
Never
what's that?
mind, keep going. Never mind, I'm a shut
Well,
up.
he actually is from East Palo Alto here in the Bay Area. He produces for E40, and he's a little bit older cat who's very talented, and he's been around much longer than Prozac from Strange Music. And then there's also a guy named Prozac Turner from San Jose who's I don't think around anymore really, who was a dope MC. There's a lot of Prozacs in the world, but the only two that are still left that matter to me is Prozac from Strange and Prozac, my producer. So
Correct.
it's kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, can we expect it in the summer? Is it going to be a fall? You're not entirely sure?
You know, my whole thing, if you guys watch my career, I only release an album every 2.5, sometimes 3 years.
No wonder
And I
why
like
they're
to
so
make
good.
Yeah, but you're always
One
changing,
classic
remember?
album.
He's a
Totally,
chameleon.
yeah, and I appreciate you guys saying that, man, because, like, I don't want to give... I could put something out now. You know, we've got all the beats. I could go in the basement and drink some coffee and write this record and be done. But, I mean, Look Alive just came out 8 months ago. You know what I mean?
Right.
Still releasing videos from that, and I just want to make sure it's right. I just want to make sure it's amazing. To be honest, I'm thinking it's going to come out Valentine's Day 2018, so about 9 months from now.
Valentine's
It may
Day is a
sound
good
like a
day
while.
to come down.
Come on Valentine's Day.
Come on.
Yeah.
That would be
So I'm
perfect.
aiming for Valentine's Day. It could be as late as 4/20, April 4th, April 20th arena. But I like to do it on days that are kind of cool. You know what I mean? Not necessarily gimmicky, but just somewhere around there. Maybe April
Come
1st
on
or-
Valentine's Day.
That's the
Come
best.
on Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm
yes.
shooting for, man. Let's
Yeah,
go ahead
let's
and say
do
I'm
it.
aiming for Valentine's Day, and we'll see what happens.
We're shooting
let's
to get come down on Valentine's
Yeah,
Day.
let's do it. Let's not aim for it. Let's just get
Who
it done
doesn't
and
want
do
to
it.
get cummed on
Somebody write that
Valentine's
down.
Day?
Let's just get
Come
it
It's
down
done.
Valentine's Day.
Day.
Someone's getting cummed on.
I mean, could you imagine the promos for that?
That's amazing.
That's gonna debut on fucking Pornhub.
Yo, we need to do that, bro. I need all the help I can get, man. I don't have a huge team. I just have a select team of people helping me. So any ideas you have, guys, I'm open.
Well, yeah, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen on Valentine's
Day. Getting cummed on, yeah, I'm down with that fully.
It's gonna be a mess.
I'm gonna have to meet up with Mr. Gray, Clockwork, and Gmo and some of my team, and be like, yo, I need some cummed on ideas. Come on, you guys are all
gonna be cummed on.
Yes,
they're all gonna be part of it.
We got to make it happen on Valentine's Day.
That's right. Abso-fucking-lutely. Gots to, and you heard it here first on Replicon Radio.
That could be the homie track. It's going to be a mess or something like that.
Absolutely. It's going to be a
sloppy mess.
This new album is an absolute mess.
We're all sticky in here.
Oh, my God. We could go on forever.
I should just start releasing promo in, like, a month from now, and for the next, like, 8 months, every month there's just some new funny that, you know, the stickiest album of 2018.
There it is.
I threw it against the wall and it's
There it is. There it is right there. Valentine's Day, the stickiest album coming to you.
Hell yeah, man.
Find it on fangbus.com.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, I got a few random questions here at the end. Now, with the whole vampire thing.
Yes, I'm down. I'm down for anal. Yes.
Perfect.
I'm down.
Hell yeah.
Wait, do you like anal or do you like giving anal?
You're a catcher or a pitcher?
Yeah.
You can't even ask that. Come on, bro.
Well, I mean, with the way you shouted it out there.
Receiving anal is not a heterosexual question.
Never.
No,
never, right?
That's right.
I mean, I figured we're all getting cummed on. We might as well just,
open
up. I thought we were all
No, Freaky P, all right. Freaky P wants to get cummed on and take anal. The other three of us do not.
We're all getting cummed on. We might as well open up.
Open up our anuses.
Holy
right,
shit.
Freaky P's the only one down
Kung Fu
with taking...
Vampire's newest album. He opens up to everybody.
We all get open anus.
It's good.
This
is just getting out of hand.
It is. I actually have a serious question.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit. Is it about prolapse?
When you were 14 years old, you and 3 other friends from your neighborhood formed a group called Infusing Classic Hip Hop with Funk and Electronica.
Why are you reading Wikipedia right now?
Are you guys? Do you ever intend on working more with that, or is that pretty much just done?
I'm all about that style of music still. Like, I still like doing stuff like that. I mean, if you hear, like, She Is a Villain has a little bit of electronica in it, and Bloodbath Weekend, that song on Look Alive. So I'm down. As far as those guys, they all don't like me because of my whatever reason. So they're not. I would never work with those guys again.
Okay.
They're not into me. They still, like, 15 years later, publicly talk shit about me. Just, I don't know. They don't like my success or whatever.
Hey, this is your chance to talk shit about them.
No, fuck them. They're a bunch of fucking haters. We get it. We understand. You got success and they don't. So
they don't like me. They always find, and then when I see them in person, it's all good. And then I find out they're online saying, "Oh, this dude lost his roots. This dude, this, that." They just always make up any excuse, and everybody just looks at him and is like, "Bro, you're just mad. The dude has a career in music and you don't." Right. And they're like, "No, he's this, he's that, he did that." It's like, nah, he didn't do any of that, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
No, what's fun?
I like those guys. They're talented. I have no problem with them, but they just don't. They just ain't happy for me, man. You know,
what's even more fucked up, though, is that you guys were childhood friends and you actually made it and you could turn around and make them somebody, but they chose not to.
That was the plan, too. They were gonna be playing with me. They would have been doing stuff with me to this day, you know, and they're talented guys. That they just didn't see that. They just didn't understand that. So who knows? People get mad, you know, and then that takes away from their own progress. You know,
right.
You can't be mad at other people's success. I hope everybody that's ever, I hope Dirtbag Dan, Gorilla Voltage, G-Moski, I hope they all blow up way more than me. I hope they just become the biggest thing in the world. You know what I mean? Like, anybody that's been cool to me, respectful, and helped me along the way, I just want them to be super successful, you know, and I think that's attributed to my success, is wishing the best for others and wanting people to get their shit out there, you know?
You got to have good karma, man. You know, if you got bad karma out there and you're fucking over people, you know, it's just going to come back at you in the end.
Yep, that's what Fire's about. That latest video, man. It's a song about karma. And you know what, dude? For real, like, I'm not a perfect guy. I make mistakes. People make mistakes.
Absolutely.
But if you notice my reputation, most everybody, you see it online, I've seen it myself, people say, hey, man, that dude he's a nice guy. And I feel like it's easy to be a nice guy. It's not that hard. Like,
I've never heard anything bad about you.
People are awesome, you know?
Yeah, I've never heard anything bad about you, and every time I've seen you out, I just said, hey, I never really had a conversation or hung out with you or anything like that, but it's always been like, hey, what's going on? And you've always been nice to me. You've always been friendly to me.
Man, fuck you two.
I don't even know.
Hey, well, next time you see me, just ask to get cummed on, bro. I'll hook
right?
Sir, can you come on me with your burrito?
Exactly.
He's going to give you a free copy, bro.
Yeah, give me a free copy of your come down.
My flaws, man. Like, you're not going to hear people online say, oh, I paid Kung Fu Vampire for a verse. He never gave it back. I lag on people sometimes for verses, but I've sold hundreds of verses at this point, and I've never not given them their verse. You know what I mean? Like, nice. I don't ever fuck people over. If I cancel a show in your city, you goddamn right I'm coming back, which I've never canceled. I'm just saying, if it happens and you pay me a deposit, I'm coming back to do your show. That's going to be what it is. Like, we're not screwing anybody over out here.
It's not hard
to
be
afford
nice.
To do that.
It's not hard to be
business.
Nice.
Kung Fu, I got you on them 3 fronts. Since you're a nice guy and you can't say it, I'll say it for you. Fuck them 3 assholes that can't handle your success and be happy with your success. Fuck them, okay? I got you on that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I know you don't want to say.
They've turned a lot of people against me that used to love me too. But it's all just San Jose shit, though. It ain't real shit. You know what I mean? It's just little, and it saddens me because I never did nothing to these guys. I love them.
Oh, absolutely.
To death,
especially being friends with them for so long.
But yeah, it's whatever. They're lost.
Yep. Fuck them. I got you.
Fuck them.
Yeah, Big Rue's all about your Wikipedia page right now.
Yeah, he's super real.
Yeah, it probably needs to be updated by someone. I mean, most of the stuff on there is probably true.
Hey, we can update it right now.
So much,
yeah, exactly.
So much more to
anyone can update Wikipedia. We can go to it and update it.
I mean, I'm going to have a whole tab about burritos and tacos
hold
right
on.
now.
Well, he is 100% independently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, for sure. Anything on there you guys feel like updating that you know is fact, please go for it, man.
Oh, absolutely.
All years. I can't do everything, on my own. I wish I could.
Right, he's only got 2 eyes, bro.
Actually, that's another question I want to ask, because I just see this in your Wikipedia.
Oh, he's going deeper.
Now, I am a huge fan of E40. How was it working with him?
Oh, dude, he's dope. He is so funny. Him and his brother D-Shot were cracking me up the whole time we were shooting that video. Like, he's just awesome, man. He's everywhere. He's a true hustler. He's one of my biggest. He's probably top 5 biggest influences on my whole career.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
yeah, he's
Roscoe's
good people.
A Canadian white guy.
He's super good. He's the definition of what I want to be when I'm his age. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I want to be.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, definitely, he's done a lot of stuff. He's got a lot of music out there. He's got a lot of videos, and he's worked with a lot of people for sure.
Yeah,
he's as big as he's ever been right now, and he's 50 years old. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
Dude's turning 50 this year, I think, or did already. And he's as big as he's ever been. I mean, that is just a success story like no other. He's dropping hit after hit still,
And that's funny because I've been listening to him since I was maybe 8, 9, 10 years old. So since 88, 89.
Oh, dude, I was breakdancing to him as a little kid, bro. He's just a legend.
You're right.
Same with Too Short, right? I mean, Too Short's not as big of a legend as him in that respect, but it's just these guys. Too Short's in his 50s, and he's killing it still.
Oh, absolutely.
Just a little fun fact, I sent an email to Psychopathic with a wish list of artists that I think should be on the gathering this year, and both E40 and Too Short were on it. Did play years ago, but I think he's ready for a return,
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. That would definitely be
dope. And I think Juggalos like E40,
Hell
I think they fuck with E40.
Dude,
well, absolutely.
Strange fucks with him all the time.
I own an E40. I know the Weed Man t-shirt.
I know the Weed Man.
Charlie Hustle.
I know the Weed Man.
That's right. I own that t-shirt.
I'm Charlie Hustle. Nobody hustle better
Hell
than
yeah,
me.
man. That's what's up.
40 Fonzarelli.
So just a couple random questions to end it off. We got to ask the Fago Lovers Roscoe question. You've already answered it once, but we always ask it because Roscoe's our homie. If you're stranded on an island and you only have 3 albums, what 3 albums would you have?
Damn, I'm interested to see.
If you answer it the same?
See if I would say the same thing I said to him. Damn,
That's what we're gonna
I don't remember what I said to him.
Good.
Nice.
Well, you can't edit.
That's kind of the importance of the question.
Well, you can't
That's
edit this
why
in
we
post
asked
because
it.
this is live.
Because you can't go
I'd
back
probably
and find
say
out.
I probably would say the best of the Doors or the best of Talking Heads would be
No.
one album.
Hold on.
Damn, man, that's a good question. It wouldn't be any rap album. 'Cause I think hearing rap over and over again after a while would be it'd just
Repetitive.
be old. It'd get old.
It'd be like listening to the radio.
I don't want to hear someone talk fast at me all the time. You know what I mean? Maybe a Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy, or like Led Zeppelin 1.
Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah.
And then probably Metallica, Ride the Lightning.
Perfect.
Dope.
Apparently you did say Talking Heads and Metallica.
I'm more of a Justice
Roscoe is
for All.
confirming.
I'm not a Metallica fan
shit.
at all. He's
and then
at
Frank Sinatra's greatest hits. I bet that's the other one I said too.
There you
Because
go.
I know that would keep me going. You know?
Absolutely. Frank
Why not
Sinatra's
Johnny
a
Cash?
shit,
Fly
man.
me to the moon. Let me play amongst the stars.
Look, this motherfucker is
Let
Rat
him
Pack.
sing,
Kung Fu
goddammit.
Vampire's Rat Pack all day. He's definitely putting on the rips
Hell yeah.
type shit.
That's what it was. Yep, Frank Sinatra. That's what's up.
Yeah,
on the
bro.
Ritz.
Dean Martin, those dudes were dope, man. They were
Fuck
real
yeah.
G's too.
You can't find music like
Real
that
G's.
nowadays.
Yeah. Another random question. If you started your own record label, what would you call it and why?
Vamps are us.
No.
No.
I totally stumped him. I think he hung up on us.
Oh, shit.
No, he didn't.
No, you're good.
Oh, he's still
Oh
there.
damn, he came
He
sneaky
was just-
with it.
He's a vampire. He was being
Incognito.
yeah.
He was probably unlocking
Yo.
his door getting back home.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
If you started your own record label, what would you call it and why?
You know, I have a list of names that I would have called my record label, and it's probably in the 100. You know, like names that I would call a record label, and I just never, kind of went there. I don't know, man. That's a tough question. My own record label. From a business standpoint, it would need to be something that was universal. But there's a part of me that's like, yo, this shit's gonna be dark or vampiric. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vampiric.
Fangland, Fang something, Spike Tooth, Fang Tooth. You know what I mean? Like just something that's like my world. But Nightwalker. Daywalker Records, some Daywalker music, Night Stalker, you know what I mean? Like, I'd have to really think about that one because I haven't thought about it in years.
Yeah. Fangoria.
I mean, any of my album titles would be good, like Love Bites,
Come Down.
Entertainment, you know what I mean?
Come Down Records.
Look, probably not that one.
Look Alive Records is Look Alive would
Come
be a
Down
dope
Records
label
should
name.
be just
Look
female.
alive and come down.
Come Down Records should just be consistent
Reanimated
of
Records.
just females.
I mean, Reanimated Records is pretty dope.
That's pretty
I
dope
like
too.
Reanimated. Yeah.
That is fresh.
You do Bloodlust
Revamped Records. Yeah, revamped music.
I
Imaginary.
feel like it would be like a retro label where you like bring back artists from the dead.
The revamp, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that.
Oh, shit,
I
bro.
don't know,
DMC
Reanimated
up in
would
this
be probably-
bitch.
I'm going with Dead Sexy Music, Dead Sexy Records, Love Bites, Look Alive, like those. That would probably be what I would do.
What
I would
about
wanna do one of those.
Bloodlust Records?
I
There you go.
like Imaginarium Records.
Imaginarium. Bloodlust is definitely on that list. I remember Bloodlust was on there.
There you go. That's what
Imaginarium.
Bloodlust Records.
Hell
I
yeah,
like
man.
that.
So that's fucking awesome. The tour starts. When does the tour start?
May 25th in Bakersfield.
May
There you go.
25th. You heard it from
May
yours
25th,
truly.
Kung Fu Vampire, Locksmith. We are hitting the southern part of the United States, basically. We're doing, this is just part one. Part two of the tour starts September 6th, and another very, very big, cool artist will most likely be added to it for Canada. And what we'll be doing on that tour is we'll be doing everywhere in the U.S. that we didn't do on this tour. So the Northwest, the Midwest, and the East Coast.
So we can look forward to see you here soon then.
Yeah, June.
June.
For all the local
16th.
cats listening, June 16th at Pops.
June 16th.
Everybody
I will
else.
be there. I will be there.
Where can they find you
there.
online? KungFuVampire.com, internet,
I better see what
Facebook,
I better see what day it
Instagram.
is before I say
Facebook
I'll be
is
there.
Kung Fu Vampire. Everything is Kung Fu Vampire, man. There's no funny numbers or anything like that. I own it on every single platform. Twitter. If you want to talk to me directly, hit me on Twitter. Just at me on Twitter. Add me, at me. If you want to see my day-to-day and the cool little stuff I see and get more info on me and you want to actually follow my lifestyle, go to Instagram and follow Kung Fu Vampire. And then for Facebook, you get all the hard information there. If you want to get cummed on, you just go to Facebook and just wait
You want
for
to
the
get
splash
cummed on, go to
page,
Facebook.
and you'll get splashed.
Splooged
Yeah,
upon.
but that's just Kung Fu Vampire on Facebook, and I do respond to inbox messages on all those platforms as much as I can.
Dope.
They do flood in a lot on Facebook more than others. But all the dates are there. Make sure you guys come out. This is going to be my last headlining tour for a while. I'm going to be going to Europe and Australia and taking a break from actual touring to finish the record and do many other ventures, including possibly going to Thailand to get back surgery, which is a whole other
Shit.
not cool part of my story.
No,
But
no.
yeah, so I may be taking a break from touring to go to Thailand to get this back surgery. So for people listening, make sure you come out to this show because I booked the whole thing myself. You're going to love Locksmith. We're going to put on an amazing show. We're going to play new material, including material off Look Alive. And we need your guys' support, man. There's a lot of big conglomerates out there, big labels touring, and people forget that us guys are putting on a great show. You got to come out and support it live or we can't keep doing it,
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. So everybody check it out. We're looking forward to hearing Come Dawn.
Come Dawn.
That's some.
I don't want to get it, but I wouldn't mind hearing it.
You don't want to get come down.
I don't want to get Come Dawn, but I'll listen to it.
Yes, he does. Don't let him lie.
I like to watch. So no, I'm kidding.
Voyeur of come
There you
down.
go. That's right. I'm a voyeur of Come Dawn. But everybody, Look Alive is out now. We got some few tunes from that. Everybody's gonna check it out. We definitely appreciate you calling in, man. We'll definitely have to have you back sometime. There's a lot more stuff to talk about. We appreciate you spending almost an hour and a half with us.
Oh, yeah. Fuck it's been.
God damn, was it that long? That's
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Shit.
Did
We were
it
just
run through that
conversating. That's
easy?
crazy.
Yeah, that's
Did
what
it
I'm saying.
run
See, him and I are fucking lost right now. We didn't even think of
Yeah.
You
that.
guys are great, man. You guys are pushing. Send me any links, and I will push your guys' channel on
Hell
this
yeah.
interview.
Absolutely.
On all my socials.
We'll
And,
share
shout out
any
to my
information
team.
you share.
Shout out to everybody on my team, Apex Live. Everybody knows who they are.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. If you got anything you want us to push out, just go ahead and hit us up, too, as well.
Anything I see that you push
Hey.
about your tour, we'll share out too.
Hey, let's just go ahead and say that right now. Everything you see me pushing, the flyer, everything, please and you guys want to just keep pushing it from here until the tour is over, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
We got you.
homie,
got
we
you.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
I'll see you guys at Pops. It's going to be wild.
Yes, sir.
We'll be
With
there,
the
man.
tacos.
Hell yeah, brother.
With the tacos.
Yeah, I'm bringing Asian tacos.
And we're going to Country Rock Cabaret after the show.
to see other tacos.
Everyone yell at once.
We're going to see other tacos.
All right, it's on, bro. We're there on the weekend, too. It's going to be nuts.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
Dope.
brother.
We're going to hit it with a Kung Fu
Okay,
Vampire
Replicon
mix.
Radio.
Hell
Peace
yeah.
out.
Thanks,
I love
man.
y'all.